What's up, folks? It's your boy Bob Hollywood here with another exciting review. Today we're going to be going over this G.I. Joe Classified Series Prophet Director Destro. In the streets, he's known as Pimp Daddy Destro. I don't know if you can hear the smile on my face when this line was announced. I initially wanted Destro, Scarlet, and Roadblock. Destro because he's the character I think is the coolest. Scarlet because she's a female. I try to collect the women action figures. And Roadblock because he's black. I try to collect the black action figures. And I'm going to be reviewing, I know the Roadblock Cobra Island figure is going to be getting reviewed next month. It's already been recorded, but it'll come out next month. Unfortunately, Scarlet and the rest of the first wave, including the initial Roadblock and the initial Destro and everybody else, Snake Eyes and Duke, they never got reviewed just because I wasn't doing reviews at the time. This guy's getting reviewed. All of the Cobra Commanders are getting reviewed, one of which has already been recorded. And it's not coming out anytime soon, but it's already been recorded. And I think some other guys, Beachhead done, Red Ninja. I know I did Gung Ho, but Gung Ho's not coming out anytime soon. Red Ninja's coming out soon. It doesn't matter. I'm reviewing Joe's going forward. And this guy, I like everything about this already, other than this art. I'm not a fan of the art, just because it looks cartoony. It looks like it should be on Thundercats Roar or something. Not judging that show, I've never seen that, just the animation style, the art style, whereas the other Destro is just magnificently, like, serious. And the thing is, they get different people to do the box art. So I really, oh man, I don't know, man. I just don't know. This is beautiful. I bought this at GameStop a couple months ago. I think I had pre-ordered at Big Bad Toy Store or Hasbro Pulse. I can't remember. But then people were like, oh, order it from GameStop, and it's shipped. And GameStop literally had a fair price. It wasn't like $5 more or $3 more. I think this is $22.99. So this was a Walmart figure. You can't buy this particular one at Walmart, but it would have been $19.99. So it was fair in my opinion. I bought two of them. They shipped really quickly. And this guy was just sitting on the shelf, but I want to hold them. I want to have him in my hand. So that's why he's about to get opened. Yeah. I don't have anything else to say. I guess I should go over his packaging. You see this vibrant neon looking like Miami Vice. Oh man, this guy looks awesome. Like when I saw the picture of this guy, I knew I had to have him. But he looks awesome. You see the packaging, large window. At the top, he's number 15. I think the initial Destro was number 2. You see his specifications over here. I don't know what they mean. You have to go to the website over here. So this briefly earlier when I was talking about the package art, it's just more of the same art. That's a pretty cool picture. I mean, he does have the sunglasses on. He's lowering them, and the sun glistening off his chrome dome. Sun's glistening off over here, but that pulling the glasses down is kind of cool. On the back, which we also saw, which is standard for all of the figures so far, except for the Cobra Island figures, which have different images of Cobra Island. But you see all the figures in the first wave. Well, not just the first wave, all the figures. And all of these guys have been released. I don't know what these guys are. They haven't been released, but Cobra Commander's been released. Destro, Baroness. You're not going to get a review from Baroness from me either, just because I didn't review her. Gung Ho. Roadblock. I want to say Beachhead. Roadblock, Scarlet, Snake Eyes, Duke. I want to say all these are pretty accurate. That's not Roadblock's face on the figure, and that's not Scarlet's face. But other than that, Baroness looks like that. Destro looks like that. Duke looks like that. Gung Ho looks like that. The other two have on masks. So, yeah. Oh, and the Red Ninja. I always had the Red Ninja, like I said. You get these vehicles. I don't necessarily want 6-inch vehicles, just because if they come with a figure, I feel like I'd be compelled to get it. If it's just a figure by itself, I could look past that. But if it came with the figure, I would just feel compelled to get it, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to start collecting 6-inch vehicles. And you get at the bottom, the final side, there's some legalese and the barcode. Remember, this is a fan channel exclusive, so your online websites, not 100% sure that Pulse had it. I could be wrong, but Big Bad Toy Store, GameStop, stuff like that. You're not gonna find this at Walmart and Target, basically. But anyway, it's enough rambling. Let me get this guy out of his plastic. I'll be right back. All right. There's Destro freed from his plastic prison. His legs were a little stiff. I didn't move anything around yet. That's why he's lying down. Let's go over his accessories. Obviously, we always start with his accessories. And let's go with the camera. That'd be smart. I mean, real quick, everything outside the box, 4.35 ounces. But, yeah, here's his cape. It's a regular cape, a red cape, then with a leopard over it as well. And it looks like it would be sewn into it. And that's pretty cool. There's some paint issues up here for mine. Just looks a little sloppy. This is where the red meets this sort of tan color, but the leopard looks great. Even there's some flaws here and there, but it's not bad. I like this gold chain. This whole thing was molded in red, by the way, as you can tell. But there's that. And how this goes on him, it just slips on. I don't think his collar is supposed to come through. I think it's supposed to rest on his collar like that. Yeah, so he has this medallion. Since he's in my hand, I'll go over the medallion. He has the chain. I think the initial one is a different color, just like the mask. I could be wrong, but I think it's silver. I could be wrong, but it does come off. You'd have to pop his head off to get it. but it does come off. So I'm going to count as an accessory. You got his briefcase. It's gold. The initial one was black. You open this up. This opens up. And you see it has like a computer sort of thing. And then some. It's debatable if that's, I would think that's C4 instead of money. I mean, in my mind, it's C4. But, yeah. Has the Cobra logo in there. And the reason why I think it's C4 because why would you have money attached to a computer? But you do have this stack of burning money, which is I thought was the coolest accessory out of everything. This is the coolest part, in my opinion, followed by the cape. And you can see this is U.S. money. It's burning. Let them know, like, hey, I'm rich. I'm rich, biatch. Then you get these glasses. And let me show you the money in his hand before I go too far. Ooh, money's kind of, I don't want to say brittle, but it bent slightly. His hands are stiff. Let's not show you the money in his hand because his hands are stiff and the money's brittle. But you do get these glasses. Purplish at the bottom, orangish at the top, silver on the sides. I think that's a pretty cool thing. And he doesn't have hair. So a lot of figures with glasses and hair, there's like very visible holes between their ear, like right above their ears. But he doesn't have that. And he still fit on them pretty well. They're not coming off. They didn't even budge. The necklace moved more. And then finally he does have his gold gun. So if you remember the initial Deathstroke, why do I keep saying Deathstroke? The initial Deathstroke, his hands are really stiff. I'm not going to be able to get his gun in his hand properly with the finger and the trigger. But he came with, I want to say the same gun. I want to say it was also gold, but he also came with a bigger like sci-fi pistol. And he had the two guns, the necklace, and a briefcase. So the other three accessories are different. Anyway, let's go over Deathstroke. Deathstroke. I cannot say his name today. He's wearing this burgundy, sort of like jumpsuit, cat suit. I wouldn't have called it that if it was black, but now I can clearly kind of see it's like a jumpsuit. It's like a cat suit. It's a one-piece thing. He has a belt to break it up. The top, it seems to be a darker burgundy than the bottom. I don't think it's because of the materials. I think it's just darker. Because if you look on the back of his legs, it's like 3 different shades of burgundy plus the red. If that makes sense. Because this is darker than this, but this is darker than this, you know. So, but I don't think it's painting. I don't think it's because, oh, this material is different. I mean, these shoulder joints are shinier because of the material. But even then, it's the same here, shiny here. I think it's just nuance. I think they just decided to do different things because where this little material is, this is made out of the same plastic as the rest of the torso or the rest of the chest. And that's shiny, whereas it isn't shiny here. I think that's just how they applied it, and it looks great. He has leopard again. The leopard around his collar is a different shade. Excuse me. Excuse me. This is a different shade than down here. Up here, it's more yellowish, like a normal leopard. And down here, it's whiter, like a snow leopard. And it's cool. It just adds, again, nuance. Wow, excuse me. And, yeah, it's just some nuance. And he cuts the black, or maybe it's a dark gray. It looks like a dark gray. And even around the collar is like more of a dark gray than black. His hands are black. His boots are black. They have the gold on the tips. Speaking of the gold, like the mask, the missiles on his wrist, his gun, his chain, it's real subtle. You know, it's a lot of different colors here. There's gold, there's dark gray, there's black, there's white, there's tan, there's beige. Like, again, 3 different burgundies from my eye. I could be wrong. And then he's got the red. And it's all painted nicely. I mean, there's a little blemish there, but you can almost say that's a continuation of the print that just didn't make it to there. Because it's the same on that side. That right there is an obvious little blemish, but because it's leopard, it almost blends in well. Everything is nice. Looks like almost a fingerprint right here on his thigh, but this is good. This is good paintwork. Destro is my favorite. I think Pimp Daddy Destro, excuse me, Prophet Director Destro is my new favorite. I also like Beachhead. I don't think his review came out yet, but I fuck with Beachhead. It's a great figure. My favorite Joe so far. But anyway, that's his details. And again, his helmet, you can see where they, I don't want to say melded the 2 pieces, but you can see the line there. And it doesn't throw me off. But there's a scratch, a big gash across his forehead. And it's a mask. I know it's made out of some sort of metal that allows his lips to still move, but I can say, hey, he can get battle scars, you know? I'm fine with that. And like I said, you can't really see that part. And he has squares in his head. I think the silver one has like circles. So a little bit of difference. You can't swap their heads just because of their necks. Their necks are painted the same color as their mask. I'm curious how that works, man. It's just a badass design. So we went over what he looks like. Let's go over his articulation. You saw me turn his head. His head is going to rotate. It has the capability to rotate 360 degrees, but this collar gets in the way. For the most part, he does it if we rotate his head to his right. To his left, it's a little bit more effort, but his neck does move as well. I keep forgetting that about the Joes. Before I get to his neck, let's go over his head. So his head can look up, and you can see his neck aided in that. It can go down, and this is so far more his neck than his head. Like, he has a ball peg in his head, and it's just, it doesn't cooperate much. There we go. Just gotta loosen it up a little bit. I might have had too much fun with it. So you can see his head just came off. It's not broken. So how these Joes are, oh wow, actually since that happened, it's whole swappable with silver. I didn't know it was like that. It's almost like a NECA joint. From what I've seen, I only own one NECA and I haven't reviewed it yet. One real NECA. But how that came out, most NECA hits like that, like, well, they don't have the top part. So that's actually friggin' cool, because that means I can swap Destro's heads. Didn't think it was possible, but I hope this goes back in easily, or else this review is going to be kind of weird. I'm not even... It went in easily. It went in effortlessly. Oh, man, I'm almost tempted to pop Duke's out. Please don't break Duke. No, I'm not going to do it to Duke. His hand came off with that neck. It wasn't supposed to come off that easily. But anyway, it's off now. It does pop back on. I can swap Destro's heads. I didn't think about that. The color scheme won't be the best, but it works. Anyway, going down to his arms, he has butterfly joints. They aren't, I don't want to say stiff, they just don't move much. This left arm moves more than this right arm going back. They both move about the same going forward. They're going to rotate 360 at the shoulder. They're going to raise. I'm going to say solid 90. This right arm's a little bit higher, but the left arm I do want to call it 90. Bicep swivel. And you can see there's like a little, oh man, there's a lot of detail. Like if this was like just flesh, I would say it's a vein, but no, it's a part of the design. It's on both sides. It's this little line here, but it's there. Like I said, rotates at the bicep, double jointed elbow. Let's see if I can get that. Yeah. I thought it was a little flimsy at first. Wrist rotates, and he's got a hinge, vertical hinge on his left hand, vertical hinge on his right hand as well. So that's cool. Let's take it to his body, his midsection. He has an ab crunch. So he starts there, goes forward that much, goes back that much, like he's trying to look back at his butt. That's my booty. He also has this ball joint, but its articulation is limited because his belt is attached to his belt on his waist is attached to his essentially his garter belt for his holster. It's a holster, not a garter belt, but you know what I mean. I just like making fun of him. So he loses some articulation there. Same with the regular Destro. And we come down to his legs. He can do splits. Again, his left leg can go out farther than his right leg just because of that holster. He does have the drop down hips. Rotation at the thighs. This leg can still rotate. It's just you would have to keep the belt in place while you do it. It would suck if that leg couldn't rotate. Kicks forward this much. Kicks back not much at all. And that's with the help of the drop down hip. And like I say, this guy's joints are tight. I love it. Like some are loose. Looser, I think the only one I really had looseness with was Gung Ho. But I know a lot of people had looseness with Snake Eyes. I didn't. His knee bends 90 degrees. He can kick his own ass effortlessly. Oh man, this guy's lovely. Rotation, boot cut. Whoops, get it straight because his foot turned on its own or a different way. And then he has a rocker for his foot, and he also pivots. So, and I just noticed in like the detail in the boots, they could have added a Cobra logo. It's almost the same shape, but they didn't. So they didn't go overboard. I kind of like that. Rotation there. This guy's articulation is great, and I love how tight his joints are. No issues for me. I'm gonna put his cape on. I'm gonna put his cape and his sunglasses on. We do the size comparisons. And his gun's already in his holster. I'm gonna make him carry his. He's probably not gonna hold the briefcase. He does his gun. His hands are the only thing. They're really tight. His hands are tight, and his accessories, at least the money, seems kind of brittle. So let's get his height. Let's get old PDD's height. He is. I gotta remember to count these things because I forget how many there are. But I think it's 16. So we'll say he is 6 and 7/16. I think it's 16. You can see for yourself. It's 1 6.5. So let's compare him to some figures. Let's compare him to, the usual gamut of figures that we compare figures to. I mean, maybe you don't because chronologically this review is newer than a lot of the reviews I've done. But we can compare him to Piccolo and Colonel Quaritch. He's taller than both of them. And Destro is one of the taller G.I. Joe characters. Compare him to Brie Bella and Zarya, and I know Zarya is in every review, but she's getting reviewed too. I have one that's not in the box, and it's in the box I'm gonna review. I only review things that are in their boxes, by the way. I know I could always just review this figure, but it's not fun for me. I didn't even check. He is taller than both of them. I mean, they're taller than both of them. They're both taller than him. I can't speak today. And then we get him next to Jonesy, who he's taller than, and Rhino, who he's shorter than. And then thin. Give me a minute to straighten up John's legs because I had him in a seated position. And he's taller than Finn, and I believe he's going to be taller than Jon Jones as well. He's taller than Jon Jones. So that's cool. And for our final review, our final comparison, and this is going to be the most relevant, Captain America, who is taller than him, in G.I. Joe Classified figure Duke. I might need 2 Dukes now, is all I'm going to say, because that neck, and if I can get Destro without a mask, he's not going to look like Duke, but you know what I mean. He's taller than Duke. He's way taller than Duke. Like, I don't want to say way taller than him, but he's clearly much taller than Duke. And Captain America is taller than Destro. Yeah, so this is my Destro just on vacation, in the nightclub or a date, I need them to do Prophet Director Baroness. I know it makes no sense, but I need them to have matching Flashpoint outfits. I think people do him in the Cobra Commander, the Versace or whatever they were calling them, whatever brand, Cobra Commander. Anyway, this is my new favorite G.I. Joe. This is my first place. Second place is regular Destro. Third place is Beachhead. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Let all your homies know where to go, which is right here. Love yourself, love your friends, love your neighbors, and if you can, love your enemies. I know it's a lot to ask, but it's always worth a try. I had a little beef with the guy I worked with. His methods weren't the best, and when you tried to approach him, no matter how respectfully or how polite you were, he was just attitudinal and defensive. So I squashed my beef with him on the last day of that I worked last year. It was just like the day before New Year's Eve. I squashed that with him, so I'm good. I'm just trying to hold grudges. I mean, we're human. We do it. It's something we do, but you don't have to do it. Or you don't have to hold on to them. You don't have people have to live rent-free in your head. And before I go, final thing I'm going to say is, action figures speak louder than words. Peace.